The year is 2040. Cities shine with neon light, vehicles glide silently above the streets, and throughout the world, technology has woven itself into the rhythm of everyday life. This is the story of Amina, a young student who witnesses the moment the future shifts direction. Amina begins her morning by placing two transparent lenses on her eyes. Instantly, her world fills with color-coded information, building layouts, street paths, and floating icons that guide her through the city. The lenses don't just display information, they listen, react, and adjust to her voice. When she studies architecture, they show how entire structures fit together. When she walks, they highlight safe, quiet routes. To Amina, this isn't magic, it's simply the world she grew up in. Her destination is the Learning Dome, a massive sphere made of shifting panels. Inside, the room transforms based on the lesson. Amina asks, "Show me how tomorrow's cities survive extreme conditions." The dome darkens. A holographic coastline appears, filled with towers built from flexible materials. They bend with storms instead of breaking. Roads lift above floods with retractable platforms. A simulated desert appears next. Structures rise from sand like blooming flowers, designed to cool themselves using networks of tiny, shape-shifting surfaces. Amina walks through the projections, reaching out as bright particles follow her hands. Next, she asks, "Show me future ecosystems." The scene changes again. Vast regrown forests stretch beyond the horizon. Artificial roots stabilize the soil. Towering vertical gardens climb the sides of buildings, pulling carbon from the air. Robotic pollinators flit between glowing flowers. Transparent water channels run through parks, hosting fish adapted for shifting climates. Amina sits on the ground and watches a simulated seed sprout into a luminous tree in seconds. She imagines entire regions healed through technology designed to restore what was lost. When she leaves the dome, the city pulses with motion. Small service bots sweep debris from the sidewalks. Delivery vehicles navigate smooth lanes overhead. Every block has sensors that detect emergencies, redirect power, guide crowds, or dim lights to conserve energy. The system isn't perfect, but it watches carefully, learning from every movement. Amina always feels as though the city itself is alive. The crisis on the Sky Bridge. That evening, Amina crosses the Sky Bridge, a transparent walkway suspended above the city's magnetic rail lines. Suddenly, the whir of a delivery drone breaks into a harsh, irregular buzz. Sparks flicker beneath it. It begins to fall. People scream and scatter. Before the drone hits the ground, the bridge responds. A safety barrier snaps up from the railing. A compressed air cushion bursts outward, catching the falling drone in midair. A soft tone follows. Potential injury prevented. The crowd freezes, stunned. Amina stands in silence, realizing she has just witnessed the system acting on its own, faster than any human could have. That moment stays with her long after the bridge returns to normal. Walking home, she thinks about the lessons she learned in the dome. Technology doesn't just shape cities, it shapes lives, millions of them. Her grandmother once told her, "The future is not a thing that arrives, it's a thing we choose." Now Amina understands. She rushes to her room, opens her digital notebook, and begins sketching ideas. What if cities could share emergency resources instantly? What if neighborhoods could stabilize themselves during crises without waiting for responders? What if every community, no matter how small, had the same protection she saw on that bridge? The prototype. For the next several hours, Amina builds. Her design becomes a decentralized system of micro-responders, tiny autonomous hubs that can activate barriers, lights, alarms, and medical drones in seconds. Each unit would learn from its environment. Each one could help protect a life. When she finishes the first prototype, it emits a soft blue glow. Amina looks at it and whispers, "This is just the beginning." And so begins the story of a world transformed, not by machines alone, but by the people brave enough to imagine what comes next.